high. Cariban and the difficulty that many women are having accessing the drug was an issue I was raising in the Dáil there just now with the Health Minister, pointing out to him that there needs to be more accessible and affordable for people who need the drug. The Minister, in response, was outlining the new process with the consultant approving Cariban for pregnant women, and that then the GP would be able to follow up. But he also recognised and accepted that people won't immediately have easy access on the consultant, and that there was further improvements needed on it. I'll be following up with him on it to ensure that there would be easier and more affordable access where women who need to get access to Cariban as part of their pregnancy, that they would be able to do so. Let me know your own views on it. I'd be interested to hear, and just a direct message or to leave a comment below.
For women to be able to access Cariban via their GP would be so much more affordable and more practical and accessible than going through the consultant, and I'm glad that you're taking steps in that direction. It's so important that it will be followed through on, and that access created. Minister,
you'll be aware that I secured funding of €1.3 million in budget 2023 to provide reimbursement support for Cariban, which I think is at the heart of the Deputy's question. Cariban is available since the beginning of the year for women suffering from hyperemesis, a severe form of nausea and vomiting during pregnancy. It affects about 1% of pregnant women. 444, I believe the number is today, women have been approved for the product now. This is slightly ahead of projections in terms of the funding that was allocated. Because Cariban is an unlicensed product, it is being handled in line with the established procedures around clinical governance, and that is that the initial prescriber of Cariban to the patient must be a specialist or a consultant. The first prescription is from a consultant or a specialist, and subsequent prescriptions can come from a GP. Now, it has been brought to my attention, I think very reasonably, some women are saying, you know, they need access to some form of treatment, be it Cariban or something else, before, let's say, the 12-week appointment with an obstetrician. And I think there is a request that it would simply be a GP that would provide the initial prescription. I've gone back to the department with that. Now, the initial response I got back from the HSE in the department was for unlicensed products. This is an unlicensed product. Let's remember that. The company has never applied for this to be licensed in Ireland. Personally, I think they should. And I think they should do it as a priority, but they haven't. And because of that, for clinical governance reasons, it falls within the established framework, which is a consultant. Nonetheless, based on the obvious issue raised in terms of access and timing to see an obstetrician, I've asked that this is reviewed to see if there is a clinically appropriate formula that can be put in place to provide access quicker, essentially, when pregnant women need it, rather than when they can get access to an obstetrician.
Deputy.
Firstly, Minister, I want to acknowledge the various different initiatives that you've been undertaking for women's health, and look, that funding and that access that you have already been putting in place for Cariban is proof of it, and demonstrates the commitment. There is, as you've outlined, and so many people have been raising with me, there are those difficulties, and having timely access and affordable access is so important. And as you'll be aware, that many people won't expect to be seeing a consultant until they're about the 12 weeks, and that they would have a need ahead of that. Also, I understand that there are a number of different drugs that would be offering the same benefits, and that the market authorisation holders for those have not sought to get approval. Now, acknowledge that there was an initiative taken with Cariban. Are HPRA, are they going to follow through with Cariban? Is the aim to try and get it to a stage where it would be GP prescriptionable?
There are some nuances to that. I think really what we should be doing now is looking to the company. So under the 2013 Health Act, the onus is on the company to apply to the HSE to have a new medicine added to the reimbursement list. And in fact, that would solve this problem. It would be a licensed product. It would fall within the normal reimbursement scheme, and it would then be very easy for any GP. And the GPs would have the comfort of knowing that this is a licensed product with all of the various clinical checks and clinical governance that is associated with that. So obviously we can't compel the company to do it. Anecdotally, I'm hearing as well that Cariban is a lot more expensive here than it is in some other countries. If the company were to apply to have it licensed and added to the reimbursement scheme, then the HSE would be able to negotiate, I would imagine, a much more competitive price to facilitate making it more widely available again.
Deputy.